tornado on the ground.
I'm Jody Vansickle. I live on Road 2080 in Boswell, Oklahoma, and we were just watching TV, and my daughter called from down the road and said, get in the cellar, get in there now. She saw the funnel cloud coming, and we just barely made it in, and they made it to the house, and the tornado hit. It sounded terrible. I mean, we were all in the cellar that was provided to us by the Choctaw Nation. We are mighty thankful for that. We had the door open for a little bit, and my son-in-law was out filming the tornado. And we were yelling for him to get in, and I bet it wasn't 5 to 10 minutes after he got in and we shut the door that we heard the hail and the winds, and then it was just, I mean, it was like your ears was just stopped up from all the pressure. And they said they could hear tin ripping off the roofs of the houses and all the buildings around. So it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I mean, words can't explain what you feel when you look out and everything you've worked for is gone. I'm blessed. I still have my house. I have my furniture on the inside, which a lot of people do not. And I'm very blessed that I have my family, and all I lost was just the outbuildings.
My name's Deanne Fly. I'm from Boswell, Oklahoma. Live about 2 miles southwest of Boswell. Before the storm hit, we had about a 10-minute warning. Our phones started going off, and we were watching the news, the weather, and it said that there was a storm coming, and it was about 3 miles south of Bennington. So we were thinking it was going to miss us altogether, because straight through, you know, we're right about 3 miles south of Bennington, but we're a long ways from it. And our phones started going off, and my husband had walked out on the porch, and we looked up, and you could see the clouds were starting to mix and swirl, and he told me to come look at them. Well, when I came and looked at them, I was like, we got to get out of here. Got to get out of here now. And my daughter was sitting on the couch, and I told her, come on, Tracy, we got to go. And by the time we got out the door, got down the steps, and headed over here, I could see it. Everything was starting to blow around, and I could hear it whirling around, and we were running as fast as we could. And we got right here, came through this door, and there was a bedroom back there, and we barely got in there and got the mattress pulled over the top of us before it hit. And we could hear popping and cracking, and it was just the eeriest sound, just a and we kept waiting, and I know it probably wasn't very long, but it seemed like forever that it took. And it got quiet a minute, and we thought it was over, and my husband got up and was going to go look, and about the time he stood up, it hit again. And that time it was stronger, and we could feel it pulling us, and he got it back under the mattress with us, and we were just holding on and praying, oh Lord, please don't take us today. Once it passed us, it was just like we just stood up and looked, and there was no roof, no walls, there was nothing around us. And we were just still holding on to each other and crying and thanking God. And we had got a text message, my brother had text messaged me, and he said, are y'all okay? And he thought, you know, he didn't think anything had really happened, and I told him, no, we're not okay, everything's gone. I had heard about it, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, and I had got all my documentation together. I took it into housing, and they had already processed it, and this past Friday, I received my voucher in the mail. And Monday, before all this happened, my husband had sent me a message and said, you know, we've got to get a hold of somebody. We need that cellar or storm shelter out here. And I was like, okay, I'll get on that as soon as I get home. Well, when I got home, that it was too late. We didn't have time to do any, even if we were able to call anybody, that it was just too late to get anything done, and we just had to keep ourselves safe. And I'm thankful that I was eligible to get one, because before the age limit was 55, I'm just 47. And as soon as I seen that they said if you're over 45, I was like, I'm getting one.
Are you still going to pursue getting one?
Yes, because we're not leaving our place. We're staying here. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are bringing their fifth wheel camper out here, and we'll set up, and this is our home. My husband and I have been together for 30 years, and when we first started dating, this is where we were at. This has always been home to us. When we may leave, but we always came back here. This was where we were planning on staying until we left this world. So we don't know what we'll do. We'll stay in the fifth wheel until we decide what to do from there or where to go, but we'll be here.
My name is Jeff Hansen. I'm the director of the Office of Emergency Management for the Choctaw Nation. My role is to provide leadership and direction for disaster preparedness, response, mitigation, and recovery. That particular storm day, we were monitoring about 6 days out. We had notification from the National Weather Service very early on that there was a chance of significant weather developing, and everything they kept indicating was that it could be supercell type activity along what we call the dry line, which is where we typically see a lot of large tornadoes. So we were monitoring that several days out. As it got closer, we started to fine-tune the details of that system, and when Monday hit, we were watching the radar the entire day, and just kind of like what the National Weather Service predicted, storms started popping up. Small cells with really strong winds started popping up, and we started watching those as it moved closer to our area. We had spotters in the area the day before it happened. We had one particular spotter was in Boswell. He went through a hail core associated with that storm and sent me his location. I told him to go south and look back to the northwest, and about 2 minutes later he called me and says we have a large tornado on the ground. From that point, it was a matter of checking on people. We knew where the tornado was. We knew where the damage path was. We had video of debris, so we knew it had impacted several homes. We weren't certain at that point the extent of the damage, but we started to mobilize folks to go check on people. We later learned that it touched down again in Hugo area, and we actually had crews from our facilities maintenance, from housing, from member services out working and checking on people at that point. The next day, we convened a meeting with all of our response team participants, and we sent crews to both areas to start working on debris and checking on folks and getting them water and supplies in that nature. We're basically the information gatherers. We bring the information together. We take what the political elected officials, their strategic goals are. We take what the responders are doing, and we make sure everybody's working off of the same picture so they all know what the need is. We ensure that all of those efforts are coordinated across the board, and we set up a command structure to enable that line of communication so that what everyone is seeing, if one person sees an event or sees an issue, everybody will then know what that issue is, and then we can discuss how to address it. It provides an opportunity so that everyone knows what is truly going on, and it's not just a small picture of the bigger problem. In the immediate aftermath, obviously, it's life safety. We want to make sure that everyone is safe, and that could be anything from getting debris out of the road so that they can get fire trucks and ambulances into people who have been injured. to just ensuring they've got water to drink. So, you know, sometimes these storms will impact the water supply. Sometimes they'll impact food supplies. So we provide food, we provide water. A lot of our focus is that immediate life safety risk and trying to mitigate those risks as we move through the time frame. We also had nurses come in and provide tetanus shots. Obviously in debris causing storms, you have a large risk of contracting tetanus with nails and types of debris like that. We additionally brought in a team from the state. It was the Oklahoma Mental Health Disaster Response Team. They came out and they deployed with us to provide crisis counseling to folks. Obviously, it's a very traumatic event, so we wanted to make sure that both their physical needs of immediate life safety is addressed, but also their emotional needs following a disaster were addressed. This field has always been something that I've known my entire life that I've been drawn to. I've always felt like it's been important to help others. The amazing thing is when you go out and you see somebody who has had everything taken from them, and you can provide some level of normalcy for them. If you have a kid who has lost all their toys, and maybe we can provide a teddy bear to them. I mean, it's very heartwarming to be able to see the joy in their faces. The other piece of that, and this is probably what I love the most, is we go out and we try to help these people who have suffered damage. And instead of being concerned about themselves, they want to know how they can help us help others. And that to me is what the Choctaw Nation is about. That says a lot about our people, that they're more concerned about helping others, and they're not real worried about themselves at the moment. Even though they've lost everything, they want to help themselves. So that's just a very powerful message to me about the pride that the Choctaw people have.